Hey,
It's good to be
so
back.
we're talking about Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
After watching the film, do you want more of MonsterVerse, or are you okay with that being the ending of the whole universe, the whole series? Were you satisfied after watching that movie, or are you hungry for more films? Do you want more monsters to be introduced? We just want your opinion before we hop off.
Easy, easy. So after watching that movie, I am hungry
Let's go.
for it to end.
Oh no!
Got you.
That-
What's up, Podsters?
We back.
Welcome back to Pod Ties. This one will be interesting. Posters. Hopefully we're not spoiling this for you. Hopefully you already watched Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max or at the theaters, because we're about to talk about it, do a little deep dive, react to it, see if we liked it or not. And so let's get into it. The question is for this one, after watching Godzilla vs. Kong, do you want to see more MonsterVerse movies? Do you want to see this become like MCU, where it becomes a series, a world in itself? Was this movie so good that you just want more?
It was good. I still think they have a whole like a world to explore. So y'all know when King Kong went to, was it Hollow Earth or whatever, where he got that axe or whatever. So I think they're gonna make something where like he or like the monsters, or they're gonna like probably explore that world with like all the monsters and all that stuff. So I think it could happen. I think it should happen. Honestly, I enjoyed the movie, but guess we'll see what happens. There's a lot of opportunity there. At least I think
Yeah,
so.
that makes sense. I was going to say no until you said that. Um, I don't think they should do any more movies anytime soon. The movie was good, but it was enough for me.
Yeah.
At the end, it was like, okay, like everything's settled. So I definitely feel like they can go and follow like more on the human side and with Kong, with Hollow Earth, and they can make that honestly into like a TV show, honestly,
Oh
with
yeah.
having like King Kong make obviously like appearances here and there. Not too many appearances where you're burnt out with him, but they can make that more of a thing. But as far as the movies go, I mean, how many movies has it been? It's been like 4 or 5 in the last 10 years, probably.
Yeah, with this storyline, this was the fourth one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to watch non-talking animals go back and forth. I mean, there's only so much you can do
Well,
with it.
people are on the internet are saying they want less human interaction and more fighting for monsters. That's what I've been seeing.
But we just seen them fight, so it's like, who else are you gonna fight? They're the only two they can fight unless they bring up another Titan out of nowhere.
It will probably happen
Like
if they explore the Hollow Earth.
Godzilla and Kong versus the Transformers. Like,
Oh, no.
That would be dope.
Boy,
Well.
they getting ripped apart, boy. Optimus Prime gonna give a speech. They're gonna get ripped apart right after.
Is it my turn?
brothers. Yeah.
I'm with my brothers and sisters on Twitter. Hashtag continue MonsterVerse. This was an epic movie. I loved every second of it. We talked about it before we actually watched it. Albert, you were saying these two will probably at the end join forces, become allies, and defeat something much bigger than them. And you were right, it happened. And even though the storyline was predictable, I still loved it. And I was still
Yeah,
on the
it was
edge of
lit.
my seat, wondering what the hell is going to happen. Mecha Godzilla came out of nowhere, and that's how you can have this whole universe continue because you introduce other monsters like them, and it doesn't have to be a natural monster. It could be robot, something that was made by humans. So maybe you have less human interaction, but the humans are still involved somehow in these battles. And I just the way that the the battle scenes between the two, the way that you had the different camera angles, and it was just like I felt like I was in 3045 when I watched the movie. It was great.
It was.
Man, and I don't think that skull was destroyed either. Not that we know of. That they used to power up the Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if that's been destroyed yet, so that probably will come into play.
Just the way the movie ended, where Godzilla, once again, spoiler alert, once he goes out into the sunset, he goes out in the water, and then King Kong, you know, kind of looks at him and he's like, "Wait, we done beefing?" He didn't really know where they were with their own beef. But then you see him go back to Hollow Earth, and he's on his throne, and he's doing all that. That lets you know that this story is unfinished. There's more to come, and there should be more to come. This movie was great. I mean, the box office numbers reflected. Uh, in their 5-day opening, they had a total of 48.5 million
Ooh,
Oh wow.
okay.
in the box office. It was like record breaking in our new pandemic era. It was the
Yeah, for
biggest
real.
launch in HBO Max history in their short history.
Yeah.
The third highest grossing film of 2021. So the numbers, I mean, they tell you how great this movie was and how people were invested. Just the title of the movie alone, but it didn't disappoint you when you actually went to go see it.
Facts.
So
It's
I don't I
crazy.
don't see how Albert, sorry, Car, I don't see how
Oh, yeah.
you are satisfied just by this. We need more. We need to know what happens next. Or
No, we
what I
don't.
like what someone said, we need a prequel. And I think one of you guys mentioned it. I would love to know about prehistoric battles, because I think one of the characters on the movie, if I'm not uh, wrong here, she said that their ancestors fought before. I would love to
Man.
see hundreds of King Kongs versus hundreds of Godzillas, because there was more of them back in the day.
Yeah,
So I'd
that's
love to see
true.
them clash, go at it. So we need a prequel, because I watched the King Kong Skull Island, and this one didn't align. Even though this is supposedly the sequel, this one didn't align with
Yeah.
with those movies. I didn't watch I watched some of the 2014 Godzilla. It wasn't as good as the Skull Island, but I haven't watched the 2019 one yet. That Godzilla, but I need to watch it because
Yeah.
I want to see if there's some type of parallel between those movies and this one. But great movie, man, great movie.
Mhm.
So I mean, y'all explain yourself. I think Karen, you said you liked it, but Albert, come on, man, why wouldn't you want another movie? How are you not hungry for more? You love Marvel
Because
movies.
yeah, but they're also human characters like with different storylines within themselves, like how they're doing Black Widow and uh the show we were just talking about Kyron with Winter Soldier and
Mhm.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Those are great storylines, but it's just a damn big ape and a big ass lizard fighting. It's like
Don't go there. Don't go
no,
there.
But we don't know the story about how they came to be, and that's what we need. Like Dylan
we
said.
need that, but at the same time, it's only so much you can get. Like Dylan said, the movie was predictable. Somebody won the first fight, somebody gonna win the second fight, and then the end, somebody's gonna win the third fight.
But
Man.
Marvel movies aren't predictable.
They are predictable,
When Thanos,
except for Endgame.
when half of the world disappeared, and he was sitting down there, we were like, damn, so that's it.
Hell
All right.
no.
So 50% of the
No,
population is gone forever.
but
No,
didn't
we
know.
knew there was a part two coming, and we
We didn't
knew
know
Thanos was
Iron
gonna
Man
get
was
his
gonna
butt
die.
kicked.
We didn't know Iron Man was gonna die though. or Black
I mean, there were
Widow.
whispers. That was like phase one. We knew there would be a phase two.
Well, we
Yeah,
knew some people was gonna have to die. It wasn't gonna be a cakewalk.
yeah, but like, do you really want to keep like seeing this? It's like, okay, I get it. Godzilla won. King Kong, he thinks he's the king, but he's really not. He got demoted, like I said.
What?
Uh, King Kong got killed, literally.
I
They
didn't see
had
him. I didn't
to.
see him die in the movie.
They had
Oh,
to.
he did. He had to revive.
Yes, exactly. They had to revive that man.
But yeah,
Which one you watching? Watching one on YouTube?
Hey,
the puppets.
everybody needs help. That's why there's an Avengers. I keep going back to Marvel because you're pooping on this one, but you give the Marvel movies their flowers. Everyone needs help, and King Kong needed help.
He needed human help. That's why he's not a king.
Well, and then there you go. You get your human storylines in this film. Also I think her name was Eileen. That was a character, one of the lady that adopted the little girl from the Skull Island. She also said that the island had gotten wiped out. I want to know how the island got wiped out because in Skull Island, which was like in 1973, that was like the setting. All the natives were still on the island. King Kong was still there when they left, so he was like the protector. So I would like to know how the island got wiped out.
Dang,
So there's a lot of questions that have been unanswered that I need answered because I don't feel fulfillment yet. I need more. So I
That's
don't
why they
get
need a
how you
TV
feel like
show.
you can have this movie and be okay with not having another one for another decade.
That's why they need a TV show to build it up. Because it's like in the TV show, you can get that backline with the humans, backstory with the humans, and then in the movie, you could focus on the Godzilla and King Kong, respectively.
That's the
That
problem that I
makes-
have with Disney Plus is that they turn everything into a series. We don't need everything to be a series. We don't need to know about whatever his name is.
Loki. I'm about to
Loki.
watch
Yeah,
that too.
we don't need to know about his play cousin and how he
Until
became
you-
his play cousin.
Until you watch it, and it's
It's
good.
gonna be crazy.
Like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, that mug is good, man.
I need to watch it.
But I'm
When is
not.
the
I'm
new
not as
episode coming out?
on Friday.
Uh,
Probably. I'm not as excited for Loki as I am the other ones because I don't follow him as closely. But I'm still
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
Yeah, not everybody needs to be highlighted. Some people just need to play their role, but you don't need to be the main character. You don't need to have a spinoff. Spinoffs never work.
Yeah. As far as the backstories go, though, didn't the woman say she studied him for like 10 years or something? Like the main lady who adopted the little girl.
Hmm
What they had like a backstory. Was there a movie where they actually show her like studying him?
Nope.
Well, that could be another backstory. You see, he can go 100 different ways with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad that they didn't try to fit all that into a
Yeah.
almost 2 hour film because I didn't need a Godzilla versus Kong Snyder cut. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
For real.
So I'm actually glad that there were some stuff that has been unanswered. So we can possibly get prequels and then have them tie in because Iron Man, which is like the beginning, right, of MCU,
Mhm.
that wasn't the beginning of the timeline.
No.
They had to go back a lot of times to kind of tie pieces together.
Yeah, that's true.
They had to go into the future. So it wasn't in chronological order. It was all over the place. But then after a while, they were able to piece that puzzle together. So I feel like they can do that with this. And this is unofficial, but a fan put this out there, Legendary, that made the Godzilla versus Kong movie and some of those other movies, previous films. And then Warner Brothers is involved too. This is how they would want to see this MonsterVerse become another mega film series with 3 phases and all these different monsters being introduced. So, Guy, you think this is a dope idea?
Boy, that's a 2028. Oh my god. Well, I ain't gonna remember anything. But man, I think it's a dope idea. But I don't know, man. We got Kong Returns, then we got King Kong.
Yeah,
That shit says
it's like
King
so
Kong
many.
returns again. And
Y'all
then you
hating,
just
man.
destroy
He's
all the
back for
monsters
the fifth
twice.
time. Yeah, it's probably oversaturation at that point. I mean,
It is, but guess
it
what?
could be
I'm gonna
good.
watch it.
What?
I'm gonna watch them all.
Oversaturation?
Yeah,
And Marvel and Disney, they've talked about there being 15 phases that they're going to roll out.
Dang.
there's the oversaturation too. At some point, they're gonna have to like redo that, or at least push it out, because we're gonna get tired of seeing superheroes. We went from seeing superheroes like every couple of years to like every damn year.
But we don't have everyone's backstory yet, though. They have a whole bunch of characters that we haven't dived into.
We don't need to dive into
But some
everybody.
people we don't want to see.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is, just based off of this movie, the budget was 155 to 200 million. The next one's going to double that. So the movie's going to be double the quality, double the action. I mean, box
Yeah.
office numbers now, I said it was the third highest grossing film. Right now, they're at 357.8 million worldwide.
Crazy because a lot of people watched it on Disney Plus too. So the fact that those numbers are still so high, I said Disney Plus, HBO Max.
That's why I was wondering, like, just like in music, they include the streaming into album
for real?
sales.
Which nobody knows how much it's worth.
I mean, but they have a mathematical equation for it. Like they have that. So, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's stupid how they came up with that number. But I'm wondering if in this box office sales, do they also include HBO Max streaming, since
That's
it
what
was
I'm
the
saying.
biggest launch movie on the streaming service? I'm wondering if that plays a part in that box office number being so huge.
Yeah, because that don't even make sense for them to include it and it get to that amount. I don't even know how you would calculate that.
Factor that in.
Yeah, because you got so many people who share passwords, and it's impossible for you to sit here and really get an average of how many people it is.
Watched that movie.
Oh, it would be a
Yeah.
made up number, just like
Exactly.
the music streaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like Katie's height. They list this man at what, like 6'8", 6'9"?
I think 6'10", 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he tall. man.
Every year he grows an inch. People
Yeah.
always, this man 7'8" with point guard handles. Like, this man was just 6'4".
Yup.
He tall, man.
Kai, you wanted to talk about watching it at home on a streaming service versus actually going to a theater. You got scolded for watching it at home rather than going to an actual theater and getting that experience on like an IMAX screen.
Yeah, man. And it kind of made me think, like, am I really missing out on, that sound quality and those aspects? Because, yeah, I was at the barbershop and they were playing the King Kong versus Godzilla. And he said, have I seen it yet? I said, yeah, but I seen it at home. Yeah, they have like a Fire Stick or something. But yeah, he said if I watched it at home, I was like, yeah. He's like, no, man, you have to watch it in the theaters. He was like, it hit different. I was like,
As he
"How
watching
so?"
it in the barbershop.
Yeah, he said he watched it already in the theaters. But yeah, so I just want to know, like, is there like really a difference, like quality difference, or
This man watching a movie while Pooh Shiesty back in blood on. How he gonna talk?
Yeah.
oh, man.
It is a difference. When I was in Korea, I went to an actual 4D movie, and that's when like one of the first X-Men came out with I think, I don't remember which one. Basically, when they went back in time, I think. And it was cool, like the seats moving and the surround
cool.
sound, and like the mist comes up
Nah,
and
that's
stuff.
definitely different.
Yeah. So like 3D and 4D movies, yeah, but like regular movies, I mean, I love like being around people when it comes to like movie wise, because like especially like if you watch the scary movies, like it's better being around a bunch of people than being in a room by yourself watching it. It's like y'all all go get scared at once, and then you laugh there and stuff like that. It's different, but
What?
like what?
I don't miss those days. Seeing the younger kids Snapchatting the whole time during the film, got
Yeah.
the glare from their screen. Babies in a rated R movie. Why are they in there in the first place? They're crying.
For
People talking. Hey, you see that new Kevin Hart stand up? It had nothing to do with the movie. There's always that one person that talks through the entirety of the film in the theater. If you want a 3D, 4D experience at your house, car, you get you a sound bar. You watch it on your
Facts.
big screen TV.
Surround
You get a
sound.
cup if you want a 3D experience, and if you want a 4D where you want your chair to vibrate, you make you a homemade chili cheese hot dog, and then after about half an hour, your stomach's gonna get upset and it's gonna start to grumble, and then you're gonna have to release some gas, and your chair will vibrate, and that's how you get your 4D experience. So don't let nobody
man.
tell you that you didn't get the full experience. It's better at the house. Trust me.
What the
Cheaper at the house, I guess, too.
heck? And it's cheaper,
16.
And you're in your drawers.
That's true.
You're not
16,
paying-
$20 a ticket. You
Heck
go into like
yeah.
studio.
And even
Which I
then,
do.
you gotta pay for the food. The food is expensive.
I will say maybe this movie would be great at a drive-in theater.
Oh yeah, that would have been cold. That would have been cold.
They have one somewhere out here. I went once. I forgot where it's at.
It's in Ennis.
Ennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ennis, Texas.
Yep.
Them boys
All right,
on.
let's bring in our special guest, Drip Jeff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back, bud. Hey,
It's good to be
so
back.
we're talking about Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
After watching the film, do you want more of MonsterVerse, or are you okay with that being the ending of the whole universe, the whole series? Were you satisfied after watching that movie, or are you hungry for more films? Do you want more monsters to be introduced? We just want your opinion before we hop off.
Easy. So after watching that movie, I am hungry
Let's go.
for it to end.
Oh, no.
Got you.
That
Where is
trash,
King
man.
Kong's hammer?
All
Why is
right.
it trash?
Bro, you cannot like it had like no type of creativity. It was just two titans fighting. Like it's as predictable as any other.
See, what y'all want them
That's-
talking?
Right? That's what we want. We don't need it to
No.
be like Justice League Snyder Cut, where they have all these scientific equipment background and stuff that you start to lose, what's happening in the film. You can't remember what happened 30 minutes prior because they're giving you too much science. We need more action.
I'm just asking for a story. Is that too much?
You got a story. You got
That was no
two
story.
giants, as you said, their worlds collide and they beat the crap out of each other.
Okay, but what about the other minor characters?
Exactly. See,
Paper
Jeff,
Boy
Albert
was on
said,
there.
save it. For-
I just made this up. I said they should do a series on like the background, like they should give us the human aspect of giving us like
No, don't do
Apex.
that.
And, oh, okay.
this
First of all,
is Jeff on a 4-hour movie again.
Yeah,
no,
for
I
real.
don't. I don't want a 4-hour movie. I'm just asking for a movie with substance. That was the most cliche movie ever. Like,
It was predictable.
Yes.
yeah, it's just two titans fighting.
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Kong, the first meet up, Kong gets his butt whooped. Then they meet up again, and Kong gets a little wins the fight, and then he gets his butt whooped again, and then they
That's
join
what I
forces.
said. That's what I said.
Be like in
Like,
real
I
life
mean-
when people pulling up their pants like, oh, we gonna fight. Let's go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. As far as like the action itself, it was good. They had some good CGI. They had some good moves. The effects were nice. But besides that, what else did the movie have to offer? Nothing.
You didn't like Bernie Hayes' Paperboy's character? Millie Bobby Brown, her character, where they're trying to figure out if there really is this whole, like, if the government and what is it called, cybernetics, if they're actually like trying to come up with this Mecha Godzilla, because he was like this conspiracy theory podcast host, and so there was other like stories within this story, like sub stories, where the human characters were heavily involved. It wasn't just
That's why.
two giants bashing each other's brains.
That's why they can do the series and build off of those other characters.
So you want a Bernie Hayes HBO Max series?
No, that's what they can all be within one series. Give them different lifestyles. Focus on him. Focus on Apex, and it gives a backstory for the next movie instead of just here they go, they're fighting again. We don't know why, but just we're gonna sit here and watch.
We don't need 4 hours.
An episode with like each character or whatever. Like one episode is the podcast that I want to just like.
See, that's not bad. It could be only 6 episodes too.
Yeah, I mean, we could learn about Madison Russell, who is Millie Bobby Brown. We can learn how her dad got into cybernetics and learn probably about how they got up to making Mecha Godzilla and those type of experiments that they're involved in. But Jeff, hear us out. Me and Kyron said that they should probably do a little bit of background, give us some type of story about Hollow Earth. We didn't really get to know much about Hollow Earth other than that his ancestors, they reigned there. They were royalty basically, and all that stuff.
Sense.
There's a lot of prehistoric beasts. They said that Godzilla's ancestors and King Kong's Godzilla used to battle it out. I want to see that. I want to see some prequels.
I want to see that above.
And they didn't even explain that. Like they just brought this man to freaking Antarctica. And was like, oh, let's try to get him through this unknown portal that was not explained.
Exactly.
And as he was going through there, which he didn't want to go in the first place, so that's like low key like manipulation. But
they said his family was
that
there.
is man worried about animal cruelty
at some point.
We say, Car.
Yeah, but they were just making up story. They were just trying to sell the man.
Yeah, well, they said his family was there. I guess they've been there at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not know if they knew that for sure.
And they were there because he obviously grabbed the hammer like Thor, and it was his.
Right.
There was this connection.
How do apes go into the middle of nowhere in the Earth system? And
now y'all want a movie based on a true story.
No, but at least Godzilla is a lizard, alligator, crocodile in water
that spits out fire.
That's the whole different thing.
In one of his movies, do they explain like where the hell where they?
This man King Kong is a mammal living in Earth's crust with no water around. This is the weirdest thing ever.
Also,
and somehow,
it's also upside down.
Exactly. Somehow he shot up to the Earth mainland.
That's how they get around the world.
That. I don't understand.
Okay, but Iron Man is a billionaire who doesn't have a heart, but he puts his little metal bowl in his chest and he can function. Yeah, Thor, the god of Asgard. You have Hulk who can turn into this big green giant.
Radiation.
Spider-Man got bit by a spider and he can climb on walls, but this is unrealistic.
Yes.
Karen, come on.
Hey man,
get your friends, man. They're not making any sense. Help them out.
Ain't making any sense.
Man. I want to see both. I don't know what these guys talking about. I don't want to see it. I want to see it all.
And they hype for Mortal Kombat, but that's not unrealistic.
Of course, it's unrealistic, but it's all about the story. Like, what value can I get from watching this movie?
Exactly.
When you watched Iron Man and Thor, those first couple films,
I felt like a superhero. That's
the main components of MCU. You didn't know anything about the whole storyline until you got deep into other films and more into the universe. As you got further into phase 1, that's when you were able to know more about the universe and Marvel as a whole. So it's going to take time. You can't.
They left you wanting more, not wanting the series to end.
No, every
Jeff wants more. He wants to know more about the story and everything else because, as I said, there were a lot of questions unanswered. He wants more. You can't have everything addressed in a 2-hour film.
He don't want more like fighting it. Like it's just too much. At some point, it's just too much. It's like watching a WWE match. Honestly, it's just like their storyline. It's like, how many times are you gonna fight each other?
Well, I want to see y'all put out a Godzilla versus Kong movie with no fighting in it.
No, you can't do with no fighting.
No,
I mean,
you
the
can't.
purpose is fighting. I don't think there was too much fighting. I'm just saying, as far as like the story revolving around it, what they were trying to do, it didn't have any substance. Like you literally could have just like do without that, and like you probably would have had a better chance.
No, hell no.
Honestly, I mean, you need more human interaction to tell the story, because obviously they can't talk, so it's not like they could just sit there and like talk.
Well,
Yeah, but it's just with the human interaction, it just needs to be a better story. That's all I'm asking for. Like
Yeah,
I'd rather go play a story mode for the free player game. Like
For what?
Mortal Kombat, those story modes be pretty awesome. And all you doing is just fighting every scene. Fight. And then it tells a little story, and then you meet up with somebody else. Fight.
Yep.
It's just a better story. That's all it needs. Then you can have a complete film.
Fact.
Those characters have no substance. I'm sorry.
These guys.
Yeah.
These guys, you guys.
You're just judging off of one movie. Have you even watched the previous films?
Yeah, I saw the first King Kong. And I tried to watch the one on Skull Island, but somebody would rather watch WandaVision,
Yeah, it's dope.
You need to watch Skull Island. That's probably the best one.
I was
Shot.
He in trouble. Round 2.
Yeah.
Battle.
I also tried watching the Godzilla movie, the Monster or King of Monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
How you gonna watch that one? Not watch the 2014 one.
Boring.
They're both boring. I tried watching both before the movie.
You must have
They're
won.
boring.
Never mind.
Like the way it just starts is just sitting like it's like when you're at school and you're reading a book. What did the teacher say? Like the book has to like grab your attention in like the first like sentence or first paragraph.
Your thesis statement.
Yeah.
So they was talking. That's what you say you wanted.
Talking about nothing.
Oh no! See,
Man.
Starting to contradict.
So
I mean,
there
I just
wasn't-
asked for a good story.
So there was too much fighting, not enough human interaction. But this is, as Kyron said, this is exactly what you guys wanted. This is what you were anticipating. You just wanted to see two giants go at it, two monsters, and that's exactly what they did. And now you're upset. And then when I say that there were little hints that they were dropping where Skull Island got wiped out, the characters that were going and exploring cybernetics and really trying to see what they were testing and exactly what they were involved in, stuff like that. This was actually interesting stuff. There was substance in that storyline, those subplots. You didn't watch the film. I know you didn't. You were watching it on
Godzilla versus King Kong?
HBO minimum.
Oh my gosh.
I watched it from start to end.
Yeah, but I don't trust y'all's whatever.
No,
Opinion.
you can't say me.
Because
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you guys rating it?
I said like an 8.5, 9.
I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
So
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
nah,
Dylan capping.
it's too hard.
Dylan
Yeah, he capping. He was capping too hard. Hell no,
I wanted a two-headed Mecha Godzilla.
And they have
he definitely
a
capping.
3-headed monster in King of the Monsters.
See, me and Kyron rated it pretty much the same.
So I give it one more point than what you guys gave. Oh, he
That's
capping.
a big point.
Oh,
That's a big
I didn't say-
point.
Oh, he capping.
That's a big point. 9.5, that means only something small was missing from the movie.
Yes.
You already said it was predictable.
Yes. And the fact that it was
So
predictable,
what would it need to get a 10 out of 10?
I need
What movie
more.
do you give
I
10
need,
out of
I
10
need a
anyways?
trilogy.
You need more
Like
human
Panther.
interaction to tell
No,
the
I don't
story.
need humans. Humans, they make movies worse. You
But
even
how
said
you-
about King Kong, his weakness is the fact that he falls for, these human lovers. Get all that out of the way. Let this man focus on his.
The King Kong movies are good.
Yeah.
You just said
Yeah.
you couldn't even watch Skull Island. In the first one, I think you said you
just
didn't even
seen
like
that
it.
scene where-
No, I wanted to watch Skull Island, but someone didn't allow me to because they wanted to watch WandaVision. So I still have to go back and watch it.
Oh, okay. I think that was the best one, really. I actually enjoyed that one more than this movie.
Yeah, because it was good. And then
This one was too.
the first one from I think it was 2005, that King Kong one. Was dope.
That one.
I don't think
that one don't
that
count.
has nothing to do with this
Nah.
storyline.
No, it doesn't, but it's still a good movie.
It
I
is.
don't trust y'all when it comes to shows and movies anyway. So Albert doesn't like All American,
Hey.
and this man Jeff fell asleep on WandaVision
Hey.
within the first 15 minutes. I don't trust y'all.
All
He is
American.
a coward.
Hey, Dylan, you started watching City on the Hill.
City on the Hill was good, and the act I finished it. I've lost a lot of
Finally
sleep because
finished it?
I finished the whole series. I can't go to sleep. I gotta figure out what the act was. I couldn't figure out what they
Yeah.
were acting
That
about.
was a dope one.
See,
Y'all gotta watch them. We got
are
something
you
about that.
capping? All right,
I ain't capping.
Yeah, you are.
Somebody
Capping
capping
in
it. It
my
ain't me.
rap.
9.5. That's my final verdict.
You might as well
Jeff,
take
would
that
you-
cap off because you capping.
Jeff, would you watch this? Would you watch these phases?
First of all, what's a Rodan?
Exactly. We don't know.
Oh,
So
my-
it's a giant rat. There's another one coming
Rodent?
Let's say rodent.
out. That's his nickname.
This man said he forgot.
It's
the T.
unofficial. A fan came up with this. This is how they would like the timeline to be if MonsterVerse were to continue.
So it says Kong returns. Where did he go?
We don't know. It's unofficial. But maybe he went somewhere. Maybe Rodan put him in the dirt or something, and he comes back to life like he
That
did
man
in
Hollow
Godzilla
Earth.
vs. Kong.
Big chillin'.
Does it?
Monster Island sounds dope.
This is a lot of movies for two damn animals fighting the entire
It's not
time.
two.
Yeah,
Obviously,
this
you see
is-
these different monsters being introduced. It's not just those two. They're just the main.
I mean, I like where they're going with it. I mean, trying to introduce other like Titans, and then maybe it'll just turn into a big old Royal Rumble. That'd be dope.
3, 2, 1.
That's gonna be a lot, man.
Hey,
My God, is that Godzilla?
now you gotta say Rodan, bro.
Jim Roscoe coming. Oh yeah.
Hello?
My God, is that Rodan?
A
Steve-
big
And then
ass
Stone
mouse.
Cold Steve Austin gonna come out of nowhere. What the hell?
That's started out.
No, it's gonna be The Rock. I told y'all,
Yep.
The Rock gonna come out of nowhere.
Heck yeah. Hey,
The
he
Rock.
did have that one movie with the gorilla.
Rampage.
Mhm.
Hey,
I
that-
seen
that
the end
movie
of
was
it the
good.
other day.
That movie was good.
It was whack.
It was a knockoff.
You like
King
that
Kong.
movie? Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
it's not something I'm gonna rewatch, but I mean, it was decent for what it was.
Knockoff
I mean-
King Kong.
It was, yeah, but it
The Rock played himself in.
You
every
watched that
too.
movie, but you fell asleep on WandaVision? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
about
Yeah. Why did you? Who let this man into the chat?
Rampage was a decent movie.
Oh
Man.
my.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Just
a
like
solid.
that
It's
movie.
a solid like 6 out of 10.
That's just like that movie with him climbing the skyscraper. That movie was garbage too.
It must be because I haven't seen it. I don't want
It
to.
was. The Rock could have did better with that one.
You could do better with your analysis of the movie.
Ooh.
But thanks for hopping on. At least we got your opinion. You did give me though. I thought you were gonna be like, "Yeah, I want more. I'm hungry." But
You
This
got-
man was smoking. That's why he came back. Cause you're high.
Hey, Dylan gave it a 9.5.
Yeah,
And
he
you know
can't-
why? You know why he gave it 9.5? Because it just needs some human substance. And it would have been a 10 out of 10.
there was
That's all.
there was actually too much human substance.
That's what the people
The
were
humans
saying.
were too involved into the storyline. I thought when I read tweets and stuff of where people had watched it, the pre-screening, they were saying there isn't too much thought into this. You won't actually be thinking while you're viewing this. You're just going to see two famous monsters going toe to toe, and
No
it
substance.
really wasn't the case. There was what, two big battles between those two, really, two main battles out of those 2 hours, the one on the ship where they went in the water, and then the one in Hong Kong. So really, it wasn't too much. We didn't really see too much, fighting between those two, which also makes me even more
Yeah,
hyped
that's-
because I want to see
that's why I
more
say-
action.
That's why I said there was a good amount of fighting. There was 2 like big fight scenes, so that's why it needs a better storyline because it had the human interaction and they tried to tell this little story with no substance, and that's how you get a trash movie. Well, not trash, but it needs improvement. Right.
All right, that'll end this debate.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff. We'll see you guys next time as we'll debate more sports, more pop culture. Until then, take care. We're always pot ties. Peace, monsters.
We out.